Most cats feel overlooked in ways their owners never notice. Even when they're deeply loved, we spend so much time trying to do right by them, yet we often miss the simple things that lift their spirits. It's almost unsettling how obvious these moments become once you finally see them. And once you do, your cat's behavior suddenly makes a lot more sense. Today, you'll learn the small joys that quietly shape your cat's entire world. If you want to keep exploring insights like this with me, you're welcome to subscribe. Number 1. Scent gland affection zones. There's something quietly surprising about how a cat can claim you without making a sound. When your cat presses their cheek or chin against you, they're not just being cute. They're marking you as part of the small world they trust. You feel it in the softness of the moment, even if you don't realize what they're actually doing. And the more you allow them to choose how close they want to get, the more their confidence in you begins to settle and grow. It's in those gentle, scent-rich touches that your cat feels understood in a way that words could never match. And once you notice that pattern, you start seeing another one. Number 2. Slow blink communication. There's a small kind of magic in knowing that a single slow blink from you can make your cat feel safer in their own home. It's almost disarming how such a quiet gesture can ease the tension they hold in their body, especially if they're still learning to trust. When you soften your eyes and give them that gentle, unhurried blink, you're telling them they don't need to be on guard with you. And most cats feel that message long before they understand it. Sometimes they'll blink back right away, and other times they'll just relax their shoulders or settle a little closer, as if the moment simply gave them permission to breathe. What matters is the rhythm you share. This slow, steady conversation where neither of you needs to move quickly to feel connected. Individually, these tiny exchanges look almost insignificant, but together, they explain a lot. Number 3. Hunting before meals. Most cats are starving for the chance to hunt, long before they're actually hungry. You can see it in the restless pacing, the sudden bursts of chaos, the way they paw at anything that moves, as if something inside them is itching to be released. When you give them a moment to chase, pounce, and win before eating, you're not just burning off energy, you're satisfying an instinct that sits deeper than play. It settles them in a way nothing else does because their body finally gets to complete the story it's been trying to tell all day. And when that sequence ends with a meal, you'll notice their whole posture soften, like their world finally makes sense again. On its own, it's nothing. Stacked over time, it becomes your cat's calm. Number 4. Window access and visual enrichment. Most people assume a cat lounging by a window is just passing the time, but it's actually one of the deepest forms of stimulation they have. There's a quiet intensity in the way your cat watches the world outside. The flutter of wings, the sway of branches, the small movements that remind them the world is bigger than the walls around them. When you give them a soft place to sit and the clear view to settle into, their mind finally has something to explore without needing to move at all. Even on silent days when nothing much is happening, the simple act of looking out makes their world feel alive and full of possibility. And if they don't have a good window, even gentle videos of birds or rustling leaves can create that same feeling of safe excitement, offering their senses a way to stretch. At first, it doesn't seem like much, but over time, this quiet stimulation becomes the reason they feel lighter and more at ease. Number 5. Vertical territory. And feeling lighter is only part of it, because giving your cat a little more height can change their whole relationship with their space. There's something quietly empowering about letting them rise above the room and see everything without needing to defend themselves. You can almost sense the relief in them when they find a shelf, a ledge, or even the back of a chair that lets them look out from a place that feels unquestionably theirs. Height gives them a kind of safety that doesn't depend on anyone's mood or movement, and it softens the insecurities they don't know how to show. Even simple adjustments, clearing a path to a windowsill or letting a bookcase become a lookout, can loosen the tension they carry through the day. And once you see how much calmer they become up there, you start to understand how much they've been trying to hold together on the ground. Number 6. Scent map stability. Most people don't realize that the thing they clean away is the very thing their cat depends on to feel safe. A cat's world is built out of tiny scent markers, soft traces on furniture, doorways, and even your legs, that tell them their territory is familiar and predictable. When those markers vanish too quickly, It can unsettle them in ways that look like clinginess or irritation, even though they're just trying to rebuild the map they rely on. You can feel the difference when you give them time to remark their space at their own pace, because their movements become slower, more deliberate, almost like they're rewriting the room back into something they understand. And on days when life feels too busy, or the environment feels too scrubbed clean, gentle pheromone support, or a gradual reset, can help them settle without that spike of stress. At first, it seems like such a small detail, but over time, this stability becomes the ground they stand on for everything else. Number 7. Predictable routine. There's something quietly comforting about knowing your cat can move through the day without having to guess what comes next. At first, it seems like such a simple thing, but routine is the anchor they reach for when everything else feels unpredictable. You can see it in how their body softens when meals happen at the same time, or how their eyes settle when the day follows a rhythm they recognize. Even small disruptions can stir up a kind of low-level anxiety in them, the kind that doesn't show up dramatically but lingers in pacing, clinginess, or a sudden cool distance. When their world becomes predictable again, that tension slowly unwinds, and their trust in you deepens in ways you only notice when things finally feel peaceful. And once you start watching for those moments, you realize how much of their happiness is built on this steady, quiet shape of the day. It's warming to recognize how these small insights can shift the way you see the cat who shares your life. You've likely been giving them comfort in ways that felt instinctive to you, and that's something worth appreciating. The deeper truth is that your bond grows not from big gestures, but from the tiny, everyday moments you both lean into. And noticing those moments invites you into a calmer, more intuitive way of being with them. From there, it's natural to start wondering about the choices they make when they settle near you, but not quite on you. That quiet preference holds a story about trust and personal space that most people never hear. And if you'd like to explore that story, it's just ahead.